in the Baltimore area, same around Philadelphia. Jersey Shore, a winter storm warning still in effect, 6 to 12 inches in most areas up and down the Jersey Shore. You see the pink areas there. New York City, 2 feet. That will not happen, New Yorkers. Right now, 4 inches officially in Central Park. Getting sleet for a few minutes, then snow for a few minutes, and sleet again. It is nasty out there, and that should continue for the next 5 or 6 hours before it's all over. Officially in Central Park, now the National Weather Service predicts 6 to 10 inches. It's all over the 5 boroughs, less on the south shore of Long Island, as you can see out there. No color on Long Island, so they're only going to get 2 to 4 inches across most of it. Still, north and west of the city, a couple of feet. Up around Boston, it's just starting, really. National Weather Service predicting 8 to 12 inches in Boston, much less out around the Cape and the islands out there. Inland in Worcester, Amherst, Springfield, areas like that, as much as 18 inches. Bottom line here, the blizzard is nasty. But the blizzard isn't going to happen. The weather's nasty, but you can see it coming up the shore. It's moving a lot faster than they thought it would. New York ought to be out of the woods here in about 4 or 5 hours. Boston, a different story, but look over here. Rob Schmidt is out in it. This is Union Square down around 14th Street in lower Manhattan. Rob, sleet, snow, what are you getting?
Oh, Shepard, this is so miserable. It's sleet right now, but it's along with a 30-mile-an-hour wind gust, sends it right into your face, so it feels like you're just getting stabbed in the face and in the eyes by whatever's coming down at the moment. Maybe freezing rain, maybe sleet, and then occasionally it will snow a little bit. But as you said, this storm has changed. It's changed enormously here in just the last little bit. Maybe 3-4 inches on the ground here in Union Square, but now you're getting all this sleet on top of it. It's turning this stuff really hard. And it's also going to make a real mess on the roads. You can see the sidewalk here. This is all going to turn into ice. Especially when it gets packed down by the tires from people driving on it. The buses are out, the cabs are out. The city is a little bit awake. It kind of feels like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning instead of 9 a.m. On a weekday, on a Tuesday. Here's Union Square, one of the busiest parts of New York City. This and Times Square, this is as busy as it typically gets. And it's a ghost town. I mean, there's just a few people straggling along. Most people that I talked to, at least my buddies, said they're not working today. Nobody's expecting you to go into the office. Everybody's working from home. Must be nice. It's just a rough one out here, though. There's not nearly the snow that we expected. It hasn't come down at the capacity we expected. We were looking for those 2 to 4 inches an hour kind of snowstorm where it's just dumping and dumping and dumping. We got that for just a little bit of time, maybe 20, 30 minutes, and then it turned into this. And you can hear it. You can probably hear it through the mic just popping off of me, these little ice particles. And when that wind gust comes along, and they do come, and it just nails you. And I just saw a guy just down the block here, right on 14th Street, which gets a nice tunnel of wind through it, blew him right over. So, not just wind, but snow and sleet and everything else. Just a nasty day. If you don't have to be outside, don't. Thousands of flight cancellations. The city's, effectively shut down except for emergency services. Stay indoors if you can, and the East Coast getting a rough one.
Yeah, Rob, it certainly is. That ice is a bigger problem than you might think because the ice gets on power lines, and anybody who lives out in the suburbs knows that can be a very bad situation. Look at FlightAware. Talk about bad. 2,700 flights canceled in the New York City area, 5,000 across the country, 7,700 in all up and down the United States. And this is a live look here, a car driving around. What is this, Leesburg, Virginia? Is that what you guys said? No response. Yeah. Leesburg, Virginia it is. So it's not the blizzard that they were talking about. Certainly if you look at in front of our building out here at 1211 Avenue of the Americas, you'll see there's plenty of snow outside, but not a lot of cabs are traveling because in New York City right now, most everything is closed. I guess maybe we can't get the front of 1211 Avenue of the Americas. There it is, Radio City. They're doing a good job with the plows this morning. One thing you should see, because a lot of you out there across the nation are laughing at us in our snow, check out Santa Monica. It's a little dark out there. I didn't even think of that. 6 o'clock in the morning, but it's going to be sunny and 70 today. So I don't know, Bill Hemmer. Santa Monica sounds better to me.
I agree with that. I heard the trucks at 5 a.m.